Okay, so picture this. You log off for the day, but your AI assistant, it's just getting started. I'm talking about it optimizing your entire supply chain, scanning for cyber threats, and maybe even closing a huge multi-million-dollar deal, all while you're asleep. This is not the AI you're used to. This is something new. It's called agentic AI. And the key difference? It doesn't just respond, it acts. And, that really brings up the big question, the one that's probably on your mind right now, as this technology is just starting to explode. So, to really wrap our heads around what's coming, we've got to break down what makes this new breed of AIs so different from the tools we're all using today. All right, so we're all pretty familiar with generative AI, right? Think ChatGPT. It's amazing, no doubt, but it's fundamentally reactive. It just sits there and waits for you to give it a prompt. Agentic AI, though, totally different ballgame. It's proactive. It doesn't just create content for you, it goes out and creates outcomes. So what does that actually mean? Well, think of agentic AI as systems that can make their own decisions to hit these really complex, specific goals. They aren't just following some pre-written script. No, they can actually reason, they can plan, and they can perform actions out in the real world, all while adapting on the fly. So how does it pull this off? The secret sauce is delegation. It's like having a super smart project manager for a team of brilliant robots. And Thaddeus Goodwin over at Booz Allen Hamilton puts it this way. The agent takes a massive objective, breaks it down into smaller, manageable subtasks, and then it delegates those tasks to other, more specialized AI models. Super clever. What we're seeing here is a really fundamental shift. It's a total change in our relationship with technology. AI is literally evolving from just a tool that we use into a collaborator that we work with. So let's look at how this is actually playing out in the real world, right now. Because this isn't some far-off sci-fi concept. It's already making waves in some huge industries. Okay, take supply chains, for example. We've got AI agents orchestrating entire workflows. Finding suppliers, rerouting shipments, all on their own. Then you have customer service, where they're already running at scale, handling really complex questions by analyzing a customer's entire history in real time. And in manufacturing, they can spot a material shortage, find a brand new supplier, and place the order completely automatically. It's pretty wild. But of course, all this incredible new efficiency, it comes with some brand new risks. And this right here is the central tension of what we're calling the agentic age. So, let's start with the upside. And wow, the potential economic impact is just staggering. Get this, PwC estimates that by 2030, AI agents could be adding $4.4 trillion to the global economy every single year. But then you have the flip side of that coin, the human cost. The World Economic Forum is projecting that AI and automation could eliminate 85 million jobs. And this is the crazy part, as early as 2025. That is a massive societal shift, and it is happening at an incredible speed. So let's break it down. The upside is pretty clear, right? You've got immense efficiency, operations that are basically on autopilot, and maybe even tripled productivity. But the downside is just as stark. We're talking about massive job displacement, the very real risk of rogue AI, and a really serious accountability problem. And that accountability gap, that is absolutely critical. Think about it. As Varshita Srivastava from the Everest Group points out, when an AI agent messes up, after making hundreds of tiny decisions across dozens of different systems, who is actually responsible? Who do you blame? Trying to figure out ownership becomes, nearly impossible. Okay, so what do the experts think is just around the corner? Let's dive into some of the sharpest predictions about where this is all heading. Pascal Barnett, I think, puts it perfectly. He says these systems won't just respond anymore. Instead, they'll take initiative, anticipate needs, and act independently. Basically, they're going to be solving problems before we even realize there is a problem. Then you have this prediction from Julia McCoy, and this one is a bombshell. She says companies might be able to reduce their workforces by over 95%, while maintaining or even increasing their output. That is a radical reimagining of what a company even is. This isn't just a new tool we're talking about. It's a new industrial revolution. And finally, Ben Torben Nielsen delivers a pretty stark warning. He compares this whole moment to companies that refused to adopt e-commerce 20 years ago. You know what happened to them. The message is crystal clear. For businesses, this isn't a choice. It's about survival. So, okay, faced with this enormous wave of change, what do? How do we prepare ourselves? How do we actually adapt and thrive in this new agentic age? First thing we have to talk about is the skills gap. Projections are showing that almost 40%, 40%, of the skills we all rely on today could be totally outdated by 2030. That's a huge chunk of the workforce it's going to need to learn, adapt, and reskill, and fast. You see, as all the routine tasks get automated away, our uniquely human skills, they basically become our superpower. We're talking about things like critical thinking, genuine creativity, and emotional intelligence, the stuff that AI just can't replicate. And of course, whole new roles will pop up around things like AI governance, training these systems, and thinking about how to integrate them. And finally, it all comes down to how we implement this stuff. The key, it seems, is not to just jump from 0 to 100, not to go straight to full autonomy. Instead, experts recommend something called an autonomy ladder. You start with a human in the loop for every critical decision, you build really robust governance frameworks, and maybe most importantly, you make sure these systems have an off switch. It's called interruptibility by design, and it's non-negotiable. Which really brings us right back to that core dilemma, doesn't it? It's all about trust versus control. So I'll leave you with this to think about. In your own life or in your job, what's one task you would happily hand over to an AI agent tomorrow? And what's that one crucial task you would never, ever let it touch?